Hi there, dear friends, how you doing? Today we're gonna talk about how to export Cinema 4D camera motions to After Effects. So back in the days, I don't know, 10 or 50 years ago, I used to store the camera position inside the rendering while rendering the pictures with RLA or RPF files. I was able to store different channels with the colors, the beauty, the alpha, the depth channel, but also it was possible back in the days to use a channel to store the camera position and rotation, orientation. So this is not well, I didn't find any way to do it with Cinema 4D 2023. You can still do this with the 3ds Max, but well, that's not the purpose today. Today we're gonna take a look at the two main ways to export a camera from Cinema 4D camera motion. So here is my scene with a simple motion. It's, let's say, a geological piece of terrain with a boolean that will cut this piece of earth in two, and there is a camera going to the right, then back to the center and zooming until the frame 70 to be placed here facing this side of my object. The purpose is to overlay this simple animation. Let's move those, oh sorry, let's move those keys. Something like that. So here it is, simple animation. So I want to overlay this one on this face of the object here. So to do this, there are two main ways actually in Cinema 4D. If you go to the render settings, well, actually I'm gonna be using the Octane renderer, but you can use any renderer, it's the same stuff. So in the save option, you can go down here to the compositing project file, and if you open this tab, you will see the save button with the destination software. So if I select After Effects, what will happen is that at the end of the rendering it will generate an After Effects composition file, AEC. You will be able to import this composition file into After Effects to import the camera and the lights. So that's great. So actually I will be rendering those 70 frames with an alpha channel to a PNG file, but I will just quickly add something to my render inside the Octane renderer. I need a layer so I know where this face is. So I'm gonna add an OAV parameter, which is well, let me remove this one. Add an auxiliary Cryptomatte, and this will be stored into a file which has the same name as the render beauty render path. I used to add the name multi to the files. This way I know that there are different channels in the file, and I will export the data inside an EXR file. Do I need to show pass? Yeah, alright. So I will extract the Cryptomatte, and the Cryptomatte will help me select exactly objects or textures from the from the scene, from the rendered scene. So now I will simply start rendering. So just for you to know, here is my rendering my rendering folder, which is empty right now. So let's start the render quickly. It will take a minute, so let me pause the video and I'll be back in a second. So here is the result of the rendering. Here it is. You can go into the layer tab and switching to single pass. As you can see, the Cryptomatte material node, it does not actually shows what is contained inside the Cryptomatte channel, but we will see it inside After Effects. And here is the alpha. All right, so let me go back to image history. Right now, let's go to After Effects, and well, let's take a look at the folder. Here are the rendered files, the multi-channel EXR. Here is the After Effects composition file that has been exported at the end of the rendering, and here are the beauty files on PNG, on transparent alpha PNG. So let's go to After Effects, and now let's import Control-I or file import file. Let's go to my rendering folder, and here is the AEC file, the composition. So now inside the project manager, you have your beauty channel and a new composition which is named by the name of the scene, of the render. And as you can see, the composition length is 251 picture. That means the last picture is the 250. That's because my scene here inside Cinema 4D is set to that length, though I should have turned this one to 70 here, but that's not an issue. Even if on the output I've set the render from 0 to 70, on the composition file you will get the full length of the Cinema 4D scene. So let me turn this length to 71. All right, so here are the data. The picture is here. The octane daylight is here, but there is an issue with the light. It's not in the right place. As you can see, the target point is over there, and inside the Cinema 4D scene, let me show you by turning to default camera. As you can see, my octane daylight is pointing at the center of the scene with the target. So, well, it's quite weird, but we don't care here. We don't need a light. So here is the octane camera, so I can see the keys, the animation keys, by pressing U on my keyboard, and here are the keys. Alright, so now I want to make this particles layer match this face here, and this face, the end of the cut, let me see, the cube, the face is, the cube is cutting the object from image 0 to 30, and it's cutting right here at 0, 0, I mean 0 on the z-axis. so it's cutting this on the plane XY. So back again, let me turn this layer into a 3D layer. So now, as you can see, it's oriented not on the right place, but it's following the motion. So what do I need is to place this one, let's say, at the center, and yeah, I would quickly change the size. The plane, let me check back on the cube. The object is fully cut at frame 30, so let's go to frame 30 and add this layer here. So well, actually it does not look very good. Let's turn off the background on this animation. Here it is. Okay, so as you can see, it's following the motion of the camera. That's I mean, that's exactly what I wanted to see, but actually I need to get this face channel from the Cryptomatte render path. So I'm gonna import the EXR file. Here it is. I'm gonna put the file here, and I will add the Cryptomatte effect on. Let me put it back at the beginning. All right, here it is. As you can see, there are some colors. This is difficult to see, but if you go to the Cryptomatte filter effect and you click on any side of the object, you can see that it is selecting the right face I need. So I need this one. I don't want to see the colors of the other objects inside the Cryptomatte, so I will turn to mate only, which is a black on white picture. I mean, the black here is not black from an alpha channel. It's just white for the face and black for the rest. So we're gonna use this one as a luma mate, not an alpha mate. So now from this layer here, the particles, I will use the track mate here from the EXR file, and it automatically turns the mate, I don't know, is it into alpha now? No, yes, it's turned into alpha mode, so I need to turn this one to luma mate. While turning this one to luma mate, I'm using the white to, it just changed the scale. I'm using the white from the Cryptomatte channel to overlay this layer on the composition, and well, that's great. It's moving accordingly. So let's go back here and put back the ground. Here is another view. Looks nice. Well, that's the result. That's not the aesthetical result I want, but technically it's okay. So now let's say I changed my mind, and you know what, I don't want a camera to go to the, sorry, let me turn on the camera. I changed my mind. I don't want a camera to go to the right and then go back to front. The camera is driven by a null camera mover point here, and this null is controlling the rotation of the camera. All right, as you can see here, the null is controlling the rotation because the camera is parented to this null, and the camera has its own animation on its own local z-axis, just to make the zoom at the end. Here, camera is coming from that point to this one on the animation, as you can see, and back to the center. So let's say I change my mind and I don't want the camera to go to the right here, so I'm gonna remove that key from the null camera mover and going straight from the key number 10 to the final position at 70, and the camera is still animated with its own local motion on the z-axis, as you can see. All right, so all right, I changed my mind. I can do that, something everybody can do. So what will I need to do now? Well, simply re-render with the compositing project file activated. So let's go for it. Do I want to override the files? Yes, I do. I'll be back in a second. Alright, so here is my new sequence without the camera going to the right before being centered. So let's go back to After Effects. And now what? The issue here using this method is that now, well, the only thing I can do is importing again my AEC file, the new one, and here I am again with simply a new composition. So I can open this composition and copy, well, what I need. Let's say the octane camera and the daylight, and go back to the previous one. The names are the same. It's not really great, but no, I do not need the light, sorry. So here I am with my new camera. I'm gonna remove the old one. Let's put a camera right there. I also need to reload the source files, the EXR, so reload the footage and reload this footage too. Okay, now I can get rid of the new import, new composition. And is this alright? Yes, it is, but as you can see, you need to import this new composition and take what you need inside and copy paste it inside the old composition. And let's say you have expression controlled objects from let's say, I don't know, the camera motion or something else. Well, it's gonna be a mess importing new composition files and copying what you need, pasting it on the old composition. Well, it's not gonna be easy. Let's say now I want to put two texts on the left and on the right here. So let me just quickly create two pieces of text here. I'm gonna call this one left. I'm gonna make, let me put this one at the top. I'm gonna make another one called right. Alright, so I'm gonna turn them into 3D objects, and well, I can try to place them, let's say this one here on the left and this one here on the right. So the Z position should be, I think, 0. Sorry, let me take the right one. So the right is going to be aligned on the right, and the left one will be aligned on the left. No, sorry, it's the other way. The right will be aligned on the left. So here I am trying to put those texts in place. I mean near the corner here and near this corner there. Does this works? Yes, I will put the texts behind the picture. So now you cannot see the text on the right, it is behind the composition. Alright, well, that's not exactly. I just want this text to be really in at the corner here. The Z, the Z position should be 0 at this moment, but it is not. So how can I precisely place those texts here? Exactly what I want. Well, there is a simple solution, which is going back to Cinema 4D. I can export some data, other data, like this null center. This null center is just a null which is at the center of the comp, exactly where the overlay, my particles overlay, should be placed. And now let's say I want to have a text here on the right, so let's call this one null right text, and I'm gonna create another one which is gonna be null left text. All right, now what I can do is going back to render settings inside the save option here at the bottom, and save my compositing project file again, but this time I can let's say this is gonna be release 2, change the name, so it is saving the new data for that new composition. Okay, back to After Effects, import, Control I, and let me select my new, where is it? Here it is, release 2. I can import that new composition, and if I open that new composition, well, nothing new, only my camera, my light, and my beauty pass. So this is not the right way to do it. You know what? We need to tell specifically Cinema 4D what it is supposed to export. So it is supposed to export. It is supposed to export this null center. So on the right text null position, on the left text null position. So I'm gonna select those three and right click, going to the render tags and adding a Cineware tag. So this Cineware tag actually will tell Cinema 4D, hey, if you export a compositing project file, well, include those the 3D data that are specified by the Cineware tag. So now saving it again, I said it was v1 release 02. Overwriting the file. It will take a couple of seconds. 3, 2, 1. Alright, now let's go back to After Effects. Importing my After Effects composition file again. So I'm gonna open this one. And here we are with those null objects. So I can copy them. And going back to my previous composition, and that's what I don't like. As you can see, even if the Cinema 4D AEC After Effects composition file that has been exported, even if the file name is not the same, the compositions are the same, are named the same, and it can quickly be some kind of a messy situation to deal with. So alright, now I have those points in 3D, so I can use them. Let's say I'm gonna place this right text at the right place. That means where the null right text is. So the text is a 3D layer. So now clicking here with the parenting picker, if you press the shift key and you select here the null right text, it will automatically position the text on the coordinates of the null object. So we're gonna do the same thing for the left text here, parenting, using the shift key on the left text. Here it is. Okay, so this one, the left one, is behind the picture. That's not good. Must be in front of the picture. Alright, so now we are left with this new composition, which has the same name, and I don't like it. I really do not like it. So you can delete. If you want to make any other change here, if you want to import the motion of the null camera mover, you can add a render tag, a Cineware tag, and exporting the composition again, re-importing the composition inside After Effects, and copying the layer you want to paste it on the old composition, on the previous one, and removing the new composition you've just imported. I don't really like that, and there is another way to do this, which is, I think, a little easier. So first I'm gonna turn off the save compositing project file, and here's the deal. I'm gonna keep those Cineware data. That means, hey, Cinema 4D, please export the datas for those objects. So by default, Cineware will export the camera, so this is okay. Here you have a simple option on the Cineware, which is if this object, this null camera mover, has children. So if I check this children box, it will also export the data for the children's. In fact, here, if this is the default camera, the one which is activated actually, it will be exported. So I don't need to specify in the Cineware tag of the null camera mover that I want to export data, I mean motion or orientation, for the children. That's okay. There is something else I can do. It's if I put those null texts as children of the null center, I can remove those tags, and going to the tag of the null center, I can tell him, hey, export data for the children. So it's gonna be okay. Now let me just move those null objects for the left and right text here at the bottom. All right. Okay, and now what? Now you can import directly the data from the Cinema 4D, from the C4D file, inside After Effects. To do this, you need to use the C4D importer plugin from Cinema 4D. So if you go to your installation folder inside Program Files, Max and Cinema 4D 2023, you will find a folder called Exchange Plugins. And inside there is 3ds Max, After Effects and Maya. Let's go to After Effects, Importer, Windows. Yes, I'm on Windows. For Creative Studio or Creative Cloud, that's the same one. Here is the plugin for After Effects. So now inside your After Effects installation folder, go to the support files and inside the plugins, and now simply copy paste the C4D importer.aex inside this folder and restart After Effects if needed. Mine is already installed, so what can I do now? Let me just go quickly back to check if my scene is saved. Save project. Alright, sorry, back and back. Alright, and now if you go to the import file, import Control-I, you can directly import the C4D file. Here it is. So what can you do with it? Well, simply said, you can drag it on your composition. I'm gonna put this one at the beginning and at the bottom here on layers, and as you can see in solo mode, here is a grid showing that there is a motion stored inside this file, and if you have different cameras, you can select them here. And now what you can do, simply said, is that, well, I want to extract the data from here. So because I already have those center, right text, left text and camera, I don't want it to be a mess again. So I will simply drag my C4D file into a new composition, and on the Cineware effects control, when you import the C4D file, it will use the C4D file as a source layer and apply the Cineware plugin automatically to it. So right, now you can use the extract function, and here they are. Here are the camera, the null camera mover with its own coordinates. All right, the animated octane camera, the daylight, I don't care, and those texts which don't have those nulls which don't have animations, but here they are. And as you can see, here is the right null, here is the left null, and they don't have the Cineware tag on them, but here on the null center, which is the parent of those two objects, I've checked the children function, so they are actually exported. There is something that I need to show you, because if you don't take care, it will be once again really messy. When you extract the data from the C4D layer, clicking on the extract button. Be sure that your timeline cursor is at the beginning. If you do the extraction, let's say at picture 40 and extract, here are the layers, so I can arrange them so they're gonna be the right size. But if I do open the animation keys, as you can see, the camera and the null camera mover both have their own keys, but the animation is starting at frame 30, and this can be really tricky if you don't extract the data while you are at the beginning. Well, sometimes you can sometimes it is possible that you need to extract the data at a certain point in the timeline. So let me extract again. So here are the new layers at the bottom. If I open them on the keys, as you can see, the keys are starting here. So be careful with the extract function. Oh, well, if the camera does not seems to be accurate in time, this usually is because you've made the extraction at another point in time. So let's extract again from the frame 0 here. So here is my new camera, here is my left null. So why is it interesting in working like that? It is just because it is very, very simple. Let's say I want this null right text finally to be at the top. So I just need to move this null. It's gonna be exported because of the Cineware tag on the parent with children activated. And now I only need to save the project, back to After Effects, going to the C4D file and make a reload footage. And once the footage is reloaded, go back to your empty C4D scene, extract, and as you can see, here is the right, where is it? The right null over there. And as you can see, the place is not the same, actually it's higher. So I just need to copy this one, go back here on the right text, sorry, the null right text. So I'm gonna pass the new one, remove the old one, and back again. I'm gonna link the right text. Where is the right text? Left. The right text here. I'm gonna link it back with the shift key activated to the null right text, and here it is, right place. Alright, so those are the two methods you can use to export the cameras. So you can use the compositing project file export here, or you can simply save your C4D file with Cineware tags and import your C4D file. The only thing you have to do when you make a change is reload the file and extract the data that you need. I think this second option is better than the first one. Just be careful, once again, be careful when you extract the data from your C4D file. If your timeline cursor is not at the beginning, you will extract the data here. Oh, sorry, I wasn't on the right screen. Let me make it back again. If you're not, as I was saying, if your timeline is not set at the beginning, when you extract the data here, the data is gonna be extracted here, starting from the timeline actual position, and this can be tricky to take it back in place. So here it is. So give me a thumb up or down if you like, don't like, give me a comment, and just tell me in the comments if you want me to talk about something else, another procedure. And thank you very much for watching till the end, and see you soon, and take care. Bye.